So I wrote down a couple of questions for the brothers, and want you to keep your answers as detailed but as brief as possible. 5 minutes. All right? This first question is for Brother Polight. Seti, I believe you gave a definition of what the devil was.
King, turn the lights up.
I think you said that the devil is your mortal enemy given to you by nature.
By nature.
All right. Brother Polight, I don't think you really gave us a definition of your concept of what the devil, who the devil is.
Turn the light up.
Can you please give us a description just so we can put more context to your presentation?
I give you several perspectives. Anyone that's in opposition to the better interests of my agenda as a black man, my family's agenda, and the agenda of the community that I agree with, an adversary, a willing adversary that goes against what we are trying to accomplish, point blank. And in that context, that's not limited to complexion, that's not limited to race. Anybody that's moving in opposition to what we're attempting to do. Now, on an economic perspective, have to do it. Because this is one of the things we have our lowest cognition in, politics and economics. Be handicapped because our low cognition of politics and economics. We can't keep running from it. We got to engage in it a little more. We heavy with ancient Egyptian information. We heavy with astrology information. When it comes to economics and it comes to politics, we shy away from it, and somehow we're a bit discouraged, and we speak condescending to people that want to engage in it because they realize the handicap. Now again, when you go into the religious context, spirituality precipitates or alludes to the reality that one is generating revenue or acquiring property. That is a religious definition. God is one to be known to create, right? Which is synonymous with the word production. Produce. Now, if our people, which is no secret, are the biggest consumers, and consumer etymologically alludes to fire, then we find ourselves in a hell's fire where we are not creative or producing. Thereby, we are the contrast of production, which is synonymous with God, and now we become devilish. Because when people are not producing, they have idle time, and that takes them into negative ideas, notions, and incentives. There's a direct correlation between a lack of production and criminality. We have to find ourselves back into being creative again. We created more as slaves than we do today as purported free people. This is a reality. If you do the history, we were creating more when we were intensely oppressed. Now, because we believe we're a lot more free, we have yet to produce on the same scale because we believe we're free. So devil is just simply anyone that's in opposition to us. And I also have a classification for devilment when we sit here and we let others produce for us, because we go to war with this white man and we kill this white man when he's making our socks and he's making our drawers and he's giving birth to our children, he's educating us and he's flying out of space and he's also transportation and he's also giving us jobs. Niggas is gonna be grown white men in the back of their yard like marijuana to try to get them back, and we killed them all. Until we learn how to do for self and trust each other again to produce more by each other. All right.
This question is from my brother Seti. You said that economics alone is not a way out for black people. Can you give us a list in priority the elements that you believe is the way out for black people?
Well, first it's education. It's education. Most niggas won't even buy black. Why? You understand? It's the self-hate. We got to go there. You can't hear me back? Okay, let me put the mic to my mouth. Education is first. Knowledge is self. Knowledge is self. Period. 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 Because when you effectively change the mentality of our people, the information that's going in their head, you'll have more people willing to support the brother. You're going to have to beat these niggas in their head. I mean, there's businesses out here. I mean, every fucking business I go to. The bookstore that I've been trying to support in Detroit for the long time, motherfuckers are going out of business. They're going out of business. This is where our damn knowledge lives. And when these stores go out of business, man, this shit is, I mean, where's we gonna get the information from? So I'm not against the brother at all in his economic plan. A lot of the things he's saying is correct. But I'm trying to wake these babies up so we'll have a generation of blacks that will support these businesses. We don't have that. Niggas already think the goddamn white man shit better. And it's the same shit. It's the same, man, fuck, I'm going down there. They beer tastes bad. Man, we got a cold, man. This brother in goddamn Detroit got a cold beer store. He be freezing the motherfuckers. You know, go get you the coldest goddamn beer you can get. Niggas still won't go in there and buy it. So it's the knowledge itself. It's the educational system. That's first and foremost. Once you effectively change that, then all areas of the black community is gonna prosper. Because they're gonna love themselves. We don't love ourselves. We don't, not all of us, but you know, a lot of us do love ourselves, a lot of us don't love ourselves. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to go there and teach people again to love themselves. See, and when we do that, we'll have more black people that's going to come out and support black people in every area. See, in every area of our community, you'll have people coming out to support. These niggas won't even go to a black doctor sometimes. They'll go to the cracker doctor. Yeah. See, you don't think a nigga can heal. It's the same school. And so you got to go there. Until you go there and change the mind state of our people, we're not going to prosper. We'll come out and we'll have independent shit like this. But as a whole, Harlem is leftist. And these crackers is coming down. Harlem is down there half and half now. You hear the statistics? What the fuck is going to be tomorrow? What's going to be, man, they coming in every goddamn community now. They in goddamn Detroit. They talk about Detroit like a dog. But they just want niggas out of that city. And so they starving our people to death there, man. They're starving our people, man. And them niggas just went crazy. They done went mad. You understand what I'm saying? They can't even goddamn pay their rent. And so they robbing and killing. And I know I don't support that shit. But I know the process. Detroit is a revolutionary city. Harlem is a revolutionary city. But because they own all the motherfucking capital, they can starve our people. They can starve our people. And when they starve them, they drive them insane. And the hip-hop game is the marketing for the dope game. What else a motherfucker gonna do? There's certain brothers that got science, but the majority of these niggas is not gonna go for that. They're gonna go back to the goddamn streets and they're gonna sell that dope. And so I'm trying to talk to these niggas. You see what I'm saying? All right, fam. All right. All right. Education. Education. Educate them babies, you know. And in the educational system, yeah, some of them babies go to the white man's school. But if you teach them at home, the goddamn Japanese send their babies to the white man's school too. But if you put down that program at home, they'll go in there, they'll know what the goddamn value is. They'll get excited.
Thank you, brother. All right, from my brother Polight. In your opening remarks, you spoke of white blood in the black person and how it activated by different forms of stimulus, right? You also gave credit to the Caucasian for the systems that he sets up to provide for his own 401k, unemployment, those type of things. So when that white blood is activated in the African, why doesn't it elicit that type of response for him to behave in that way toward us instead of bring out the negative characteristics towards us? And part two is, we know that white people have black blood in them. What activates the black blood in white man, and what does it make him do?
Hold on. When the white man has black blood, he learns how to dance suddenly. Let's be for real. And the white woman start having a badonkadonk. Let's stop the nigga shit. Let's stop the nigga shit. Come on, we gonna slow down. But it's real. Nah, for real. They picking up stuff like that. All of a sudden they rapping too. Come on, man. They wasn't able to do that 10 years ago. But you know, they alter the music so they can have a pass to come in. They gotta alter it because we can't keep it 100% African and they come in being able to dance to the drum. They gotta put a little techno to the drum to imply that they can dance and keep up. And even with that, they still need some brothers and sisters genes. But the point is this. I think the problem is this. Like oftentimes, for instance, I make an analogy. When people ask, Polight, you got 4 wives. No, don't be upset like it's a show-off thing. It's not, it's an analogy that I'm making so it can be clearer when I answer this question. It's an analogy. I'm not saying this to everybody, some people. It's an analogy for educational purposes. They say, bro, you got 4 wives. Don't they get jealous? And I say, jealousy is not a polygynous attribute. It is a human attribute. So when you ask, why the white race or the black race doesn't confide in certain inclinations, I don't want people to get the intimation that I'm saying black people are the ones that's really evil, or white people are the ones that's more successful. This is a human experience, and those are things attributed to people in their right mind, and things attributed to people not in their right mind. You have some white folks that are in their right mind. You do. I sat in for that Precious movie, I hate that movie like more than anything. And white folks looked like they wanted to adopt me, and I was like 28 or 27 when I watched that movie. I'm like, I'm a 27-year-old, you look like you want to adopt me. Like you think I went through that shit. Some people, these things, right, are human attributes. They don't belong to black people and they don't belong to white people. When I made reference to turning some genes off and on, I'm making reference to being raped perpetually for 400 years straight. Because it only takes one generation to adopt characters or characteristics from your mother and father. It only takes one generation. So to be raped perpetually for 400 years by people that hate black, be they white or they be black, you wind up adopting a certain type of incentive that you need to be able to suppress. But if you keep eating the food that corresponds with it and drinking the drink that corresponds with it and befriending the type of people that give you the inclination to do the wrong thing and watching the type of shows that give you the inclination to do the wrong thing, then it's going to incite the rage of the black person or the white person that's within the confines of your DNA that encourages you to do wrong, that hated you before. So I never made an attribute exclusive to a certain race. It's a human experience. I'm not an integrationist. I don't call the white woman my sister like Tahuti. I wanted to ask him about, I wish I could ask Tahuti a question.